tell you how honored and humbled I am to walk into this room and see so many friends of mine from so many different walks of life, and many people both here and in the towns of the 12th district and across the country coming to be here on this occasion. I can't tell you how much that means to me. And Ed Meyer, and also you, Patty. We know that politics is a family affair. And thank you for your service to the state.
Yeah.
Ed, for your distinguished career in the Connecticut State Senate, for all you did to make Connecticut a safer place, a more environmentally friendly place, a place that can thrive economically. We're really indebted to you. And you brought with you to Hartford a spirit of bipartisanship and pragmatism, which I think the residents of the 12th District want from their representatives, and something that I intend to continue and emulate that tradition. Now, but I just have one. After I heard Ed get going, I think he's got a few more miles. I want to introduce to you my family, my son Ted. Stand up. My son Ted. My incredible wife, I admire and respect so much her integrity, her hard work, her intellect. Many of you know she is active in the Connecticut Fund for the Environment, one of the leading environmental protection groups here in Connecticut. And I know many people in this room got to know my wife, Kiki, over the last 10 years, where we've had multiple occasions where major energy companies, some of the largest companies in the world, have tried to come into our town, appropriate our natural resources for their own short-term profit at the expense of our long-term prosperity. And Kiki and so many people in this room said, no, Long Island Sound is not for sale. And of course, I want to thank you, Mark Anthony, and you, Dottie. I can't thank you enough for saying those kind words. You brought me down a little bit down memory lane there, Dottie, and it's terrific that you're here, and I'm so honored that you would stand up and say those things and be here with me on my special occasion. As all of you know by now, I'm Ted Kennedy Jr., and for those of you who may not be from Branford, welcome to the Blackstone Library. I also want to thank the librarians who are here tonight, because I'm not so sure they quite expected this occasion here, and I think when you go out, please show your appreciation for all that they do to make Branford a better place. There's no other town like it in America. This town, that's right. This town, we all know that this town has incredible history, incredible culture, and incredible beauty. But what Kiki and I love, and why we choose to make this town our home, is the incredible people we've met here and the incredible friends that we've made here. And there's no other town that has the level of civic engagement and civic pride and engagement and volunteerism than this town right here. And I'm so proud. Many of you already know me as your friend and neighbor for over 20 years, as perhaps the guy who coached your children in the Branford soccer club, as a member of your parish, and certainly as someone who understands that there is nothing more important to me than preserving and protecting the distinct quality and unique nature of each one of these towns on the shoreline. I think that many of you know that I have been active in public service my whole life. I've been a healthcare attorney. I've been a fighter for children and families that have been impacted by environmental contamination, including lead poisoning, as you just heard about, and I've been an advocate for people with disabilities. And it is with great pride that tonight I announce my candidacy for the Connecticut State Senate. Well, it probably includes nearly everybody in this room. Running for public office really feels like a natural continuation of my life's work and my life's goals. From an early age, I learned from my family that every person can and should make a contribution to their community, and I believe that public service is an important part of our civic duty. In fact, I believe that everyone should try to find a way to give part and give back in their own way. And I'm proud of my family's legacy of standing up for working families, for social justice, and for political and economic fairness for everyone. Also comes from my own personal life experiences. Many of you just heard from Mark Gallucci, and many of you know that I was only 12 years old when I lost my leg to bone cancer. And in the months afterwards, I thought that my life was over. I thought I would never be able to do the things that I enjoy doing. I thought that I would never have any friends, and certainly no girl would ever want to be with someone like me. And I remember people gawking at me because I had no hair because of the chemotherapy, and it made me feel like I was some sort of deformed freak. And really it was a combination of these experiences and so many interactions that I had with other people in those same situations that really sensitized me to the needs and concerns and struggles of other families in similar situations. And I remember meeting, shortly about a year or two after I lost my leg, I remember meeting a boy about my age, and he was on crutches. He had lost his leg just like me, and I asked him, why don't you wear an artificial leg? Is it painful? Because it can be painful to wear. And he said, I would love to wear an artificial leg, but my parents can't afford one. And I remember that moment very, very clearly, because I believe that that was the first time where I was angry and upset by that, and of course, so grateful and appreciative for my own good fortune. But I resolved, I believe, on that day, I said, you know what, I want to make something of myself. I want to do something with my life, and I want to make sure that this same situation doesn't happen to other families in our country.